that song, Baby Shark, now. It is the first video to hit 10 billion views on YouTube. Came out in 2016. What do you always say? That the mom doesn't really give it her all, but dad does. He comes in. Yeah. Yeah, mom's just going through the motion.
No, it's like he's shoving mom out of the way.
Yep.
Let me show you how to sing.
And the rest of them, too. They really do it upright. 10 billion views. It's been the most viewed video for 15 consecutive months. Second place is Despacito, which has 7.7 billion views. But this one, because of the kids, you know.
Yeah, right.
They're just
endlessly looping it.
Oh.
Wow. You know, I'm no musician, but someone could take that tune and write a song about our own B.B. Shea.
Yeah.
That's not hard.
B.B. Shea.
Biggie
sick. Biggie sick. Don't know what he's got. Take the week. Take the week.
Man,
head is round, head is round, his head is round, perfectly round.
I like it. I like it. That's a great idea. So we're not musicians.
We're not.
You just came up with that, and you can do it. I love that. I'm going to see Scream in the theater. I've promised that.
Yes, you have. When?
It probably won't happen. I loved the original. I told my story yesterday about my prickly friend Neil, who wanted his money back because the screen broke down in the original. Young Neve Campbell was in it. I loved her. This was 26 years ago that Scream came out, the original movie, which I thought was great. She's 48 years old now, so she was 23 at the time. Where does the time go?
Yeah.
Indeed, a young Neve Campbell. Anyway, she was on with Kelly Clarkson yesterday. I was watching because I wanted to see about, is this movie really going to be worth it? She's back. Courtney Cox is back. Her former husband, David Arquette, is back. They met on the set of Scream. I just thought it was fresh and original, and I loved it. She said, she was telling the story to Kelly Clarkson about the worst fear she's ever had. Like, has she ever been attacked? She was attacked by a bear when she was on the set of another movie that she did, but she didn't name the movie. She just said she was doing something when she was young.
Come on, Clarkson. Follow up.
Yeah. Clarkson was like, what? Huh?
What movie?
Yeah. She said...
Party of Five.
She did. That's a good show, too. Do you know Party of Five?
No, I never saw it.
It's like it was part of the, it's kind of a soap family drama.
Good premise.
In the early days of, Fox had made some good money off those.
Fox was a fledgling network. That was one of their hits to start. Simpsons.
Yeah.
They got football. And Party of Five was a really good one. That was good. Made some stars. Neve Campbell, the guy who went on to be in Lost, the main guy in Lost. Now I don't remember. Matthew Fox.
Matthew Fox, that's right. Anyway,
you know what it was about? It was about a group of teenagers. Matthew Fox is probably the oldest at like 19 or 20. And the parents went out and got killed in a drunk driving accident. And so they had to live together, 5 kids, and they had to live together without parents. It was really, really pretty well done. Well, Neve Campbell said she was playing a role where she had to be chased by a bear. And they brought the bear on the set. And they said, you have to get to know the bear first, so feed it this bottle of Coca-Cola. That'll settle it. So she fed it a bottle of Coke. Rubbed it, petted it, that kind of thing. And then for the scene, she had to dip her hand in honey and run, and it would chase her if she dipped her hand in honey, which is exactly what she did. And she said, now when the handler said, when the scene is over, you turn when you get to the spot and start letting it hold your hand out. It'll lick the honey off your hand, and it will no longer be a threat to you. But instead of licking the honey off her hand, it chomped down on her hand. And then it started to attack her, drag her. It got her leg and started dragging her across the set. So the handler started throwing rocks at it to distract it. And she said that's what made it let go. It grabbed her leg and pulled her through a fake forest.
Bears hate rocks. Only an experienced handler would know to throw rocks at the bear.
That's what the handler did. Neve Campbell said, my mother was visiting the set and was screaming, my baby, my baby, my baby, as a bear dragged her through a fake forest and a handler was throwing rocks at the bear.
Yogi, stop.
Rough scene. Rough scene.
Don't hit Nev with the rocks.
Rock. Well, when it was done, the director said, we have to take it again. We didn't get the whole shot.
Oh, no.
But only on the one occasion did it attack her. But it did. It did. She said that was the most difficult scene she's ever done, the most harrowing scene she had ever done, she said. They got a host for the Academy Awards, too. We mentioned the other day that the Academy Awards, which are late this year, March 27th, I'm guessing due to the pandemic and COVID, it's not official yet, but they're saying it looks like it's going to be Pete Davidson from Saturday Night Live. Will be the host. Oh, you're against?
Don't like it.
You don't like him?
Don't like it. Don't like him. No.
No, really? No. Contrarian.
Yeah, he's dating too many of my childhood crushes, and I can't do it anymore.
He dates a lot of good-looking women.
He does.
He has. Well, we played that celebrity dating game the other day. He has. You know what they say about him? Why women like him?
Why?
Funny. Doesn't take himself too seriously. Nice to his mother. Lives with his mother, or did.
I'm all three of those things. Women don't talk to me.
So's Kristen.
Go figure.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty good looking too. I mean, let's face it. I think he's a pretty good looking guy.
Davidson?
I think so. I mean, I think he's fit. I think he's fit. He's got too many tattoos, but he's fit.
Yeah, but he it was about 5 years ago the internet called him Butthole Eyes.
Why did they do that? And why did they call him Butthole Eyes? Because his eyes look like buttholes.
Yeah, I think he's got Crohn's disease or something like that.
Does he have Crohn's disease?
I think so.
I don't know. Women do like him a lot. I guess he's easy to talk to. Smokes a lot of weed. I know that. That's the big. They say that
makes him easygoing.
Guy's very mellow, very, very mellow. I had somebody say in an interview that I forget who it was, but they were hosting Saturday Night Live, and just to go near like his area, his dressing room, it's just like a wafting odor of marijuana coming from his area, wherever he is on the set. It's not official yet, but everybody says that he's likely going to be the host
of the Oscars.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be a little surprised if that's
a big
if he gets that gig.
That's a pretty big thing, isn't it?
I mean, who knows?
They say
things have happened.
They're looking for younger viewers. And he just hosted the New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
He co-hosted with Miley
Cyrus. Yeah. That's right.
They're still cleaning the weed smoke out of Times Square. There hadn't been enough cross breeze from those two dressing rooms. Good God.
That did well. That was a hit.
The Miley Pete?
Mm-hmm. Miley and Pete got more viewers than they expected for NBC. Doubled what Carson Daly had gotten the year before.
Is Seacrest still the king of New Year's Eve?
I don't know that. This is, in the article about Pete Davidson hosting the Oscars, they say that the reason they're considering this is because Davidson with Miley Cyrus did so well on NBC on New Year's Eve. Just says they got 6.3 million viewers, which was double roughly what Carson Daly got the year before. So he's, looks like he's going to be the host of the thing. That does take a lot of work. I mean, that's a pretty big deal, I think, to be the host of the Oscars. I would never have expected that from him. Mm-hmm. And they say the show, they feel like the Oscar ratings have been going down for a while, and producers say, we feel like we're too stodgy. We want him to liven it up. Yeah, and be that young face of it. I guess.
He is a newsmaker, though. It's a tabloid mag. So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is.
I guess you're exactly right. This is movie related as well. They sold the Nightmare on Elm Street house. This was a few months ago. It went up. Have you ever seen Nightmare on Elm Street?
No.
This was around Halloween. Biggie was reviewing. He was doing his Halloween reviews. All these horror movies. We're going to do that again this year. We're going to do it right this year. And Biggie said that Nightmare on Elm Street.
Don't Betty White this thing. It's 10 months away, bro.
We're going to do it right.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to do it right. Oh, no. We've already decided that. Biggie said he can come back and do more horror movies this year.
Right.
Yeah, we're 10 months out. Oh, you're saying he might.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, they're still celebrating her birthday this week. I mean,
yeah.
even though
are they for real?
Yeah, they're going to.
Yeah.
They had killed the Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'm sorry.
Gracious. Well, Betty White was going to turn 100 in 3 days.
Yeah.
And they were going to have an event where you watch Golden Girls with her. And it was an animal rights. They were going to give money to animal charities and just celebrate her. She was going to be part of a big 24-hour marathon of Golden Girls and Mary Tyler Moore and all her movies and stuff on some network.
Yeah.
And they've decided to go through with that, except she won't be watching.
I was going to say, she's not turning 100.
No.
No, but it was all in place, and they had the winner and everything. So,
can you imagine if they'd gone through with it and then she just simply when they turn the lights down to view the party, and then the lights come back up. Betty.
There is a
She's sleeping. She's not sleeping. Put a mirror under her nose.
there is a scene in I just watched Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
This is a little bit of a spoiler. Not really though. Two characters are getting married.
Okay.
And one of them's mother had died tragically 20 years earlier. Okay. And he wanted to get her wedding ring off her body. So her body. She was buried with her wedding ring on.
Uh-huh.
And he went and had the body dug up and opened the casket to slide the ring off her finger. And they showed her. This was probably the most uncomfortable part of Yellowstone. With all the murder and all the shootings and everything.
Was this one of those midnight surreptitious grave robberies, or is this broad daylight?
Broad daylight.
With the blessing of whoever was there?
Well, yeah, the family runs everything, so they can do what they want. So he calls the guy out and
bring your shovels.
We're digging up Mama.
And they did. They had the casket sitting there. He walked up to it in the graveyard, and he turned to the guy who was from the funeral home and said, "How's this going to look?" And the guy says, "Depends on if Tony or Pete did the embalming, because Tony's good and Pete's not." And he's like, "Okay."
And how long has she been in the ground?
20 years.
20.
And they opened the casket, and the guy goes, "You got lucky. Tony did it." He said, "She looks pretty good." And they showed her, and she is green. I mean, she was. I don't know if that's really how it is, but she was completely green.
Well, I'm sure I knew people do get exhumed. I don't know at what.
But she was still intact.
Looked like human form.
Looked like human form, but completely green and drawn up, And I couldn't believe they showed it.
Yeah.
And he took her hand and was like, "I miss you, Mom," and like was holding her hand.
But I'm gonna need this.
And took the ring. And
I need this for Ellie.
It was it was the most surreal moment of. I mean, it just was a little bit out of character for what that show. It was usually pretty real, like I guess of Montana ranching. But to dig up the body of a woman that had been dead for at least 20 years.
What year does the show take place?
Now.
He didn't want to just go to Zales or something?
No, he didn't know. He said he wanted, and in fact, when he got married, he said, I wasn't about to buy you a ring. I wanted you to have Mama's ring. And it was on her finger. And she goes, "You mean your dead mother?"
I don't want that one.
Did you get the Windex to get the ring off?
Yeah, I could not believe that they showed that scene, but they did. They showed her too.
I mean, if Mama wanted you to have the ring, she'd have given it to you during her lifetime, right?
Well, now, but she was killed in a very violent manner and very young, and he was young when she was killed.
Yeah, but then leave it on her.
I didn't like it. I mean, believe me.
You're supposed to let the dead rest. That's that we've learned all those westerns.
I know, and in fact. I think the guy from the funeral home said, "This is the third time I've had to do this."
To Mama or just different?
To Mama. The guy had her dug up 2 or 3 times. I think once he moved her, and then he said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, it's the last time." And he's like, "How's she going to look? Because it's been a while." And he goes, "Well, it depends on who embalmed her." And they opened it up, and she looked. And I don't know if that's really how a body looks, but it was disgusting. I mean, after all those years. And I thought, has anybody ever in real life dug up their mother to take the wedding ring off so they could put the wedding ring on?
In the history of humankind, probably once.
Yeah, maybe. This same guy, by the way, there's a murder. Well, he kills another guy by he was shaking up a cooler. The guy was fly fishing. And he comes over and he starts shaking up a cooler. And he goes, "Is this your cooler?" And the guy goes, "No." And he opens the cooler and there's a rattlesnake in there. It bites him on the face. Awesome show now. Great show.